Have you ever wondered why some people collapse under pressure while others seem to grow stronger in the face of adversity? Mental weakness is not a permanent trait you are born with. Instead, it is often a collection of small, invisible habits that quietly erode your resilience over time. Today, we reveal the 5 primary traps that are draining your inner strength. The first trap is the constant avoidance of discomfort. When you always choose the easiest path, your mental muscle atrophies. Just like a physical muscle needs resistance to grow, your mind needs challenges to develop grit. By shielding yourself from every minor stressor, you actually make yourself more vulnerable to the inevitable storms of life and lose your ability to cope. Second is relying on external validation. When your sense of worth is tied to likes, compliments, or the approval of others, you hand over the keys to your happiness. This creates a fragile ego that shatters the moment criticism arrives. Mental strength comes from an internal compass where your value is defined by your own standards and integrity, not by a crowd. The third sign of mental weakness is the habit of blaming others for your circumstances. Blame is a psychological escape hatch that prevents you from taking ownership. When you say it is the economy, your boss, or your past, you admit that those things have more power over your life than you do. Ownership is the only path to true power. Fourth is high emotional reactivity. This happens when there is no space between a stimulus and your response. If a rude comment or a minor setback ruins your entire day, you are being driven by your impulses rather than your intentions. Strength is the ability to observe an emotion without letting it hijack your actions or your mental state. Finally, the fear of failure creates a paralysis that masquerades as caution. Many people never start because they are terrified of looking foolish. But failure is not the opposite of success, it is the primary ingredient of it. When you fear failure, you stop experimenting, stop learning, and eventually, you stop growing. Courage is acting despite the fear. When you combine these 5 traps, you create a cycle of fragility. You avoid the hard work, seek approval, blame the world, react blindly, and fear the start. Breaking this cycle does not happen overnight. It happens in the small moments when you choose the harder path, take the blame, and pause before reacting. This is how you forge an unbreakable mind. Becoming mentally strong is a lifelong practice of choosing growth over comfort. Start today by identifying which of these 5 traps you fall into most often and take one small action to challenge it. If you found this breakdown helpful, please like the video and leave a comment about your journey. Subscribe for more deep dives into mastering your mind. Before we finish, connect the whole idea back to 5 things that make you mentally weak. The useful pattern is simple. Notice the signal, choose one concrete action, watch the result, and adjust the next step. That gives the viewer a practical mental model instead of just an interesting explanation. Use this final recap as the bridge from understanding to action, then save the video and come back when you need this.